I'm here with Sherry Jones from Keller Williams, but she's so much more than Sherry Jones from Keller Williams because I've known Sherry now for, gosh, how long?
It's been quite some time.
Yeah.
I want to say 4 or 5 years.
I think so.
You know?
And if you haven't met Sherry, I mean, everybody knows Sherry.
Well, I don't know about that.
Everybody out here knows Sherry. You should know Sherry if you don't know Sherry. I got a chance to talk to you about just catch up and you know, you got busy, I got busy, we went different directions, but it's just been fun to catch up with you and reconnect because I just love you so much.
Love you.
And you're such a strong woman and you're so incredible to me and you're so inspiring and you've always been such an amazing support to me.
Thank you.
I definitely want to cover your story because you have such an amazing story.
It's quite a story.
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you for being here.
Sure.
So the first things first, you're back into real estate on the side of selling homes.
Yes.
And what many people may not know about you, if they have known you, because you dipped your toe into the mortgage world briefly.
For a little bit.
But, and she's an expert in all things mortgage, in my opinion, but she's going to get mad at me for saying that. You were a top producer in Chicago.
Yeah, for a little while.
Yeah. And then you moved out here.
I moved out here in 2014.
In 2014. So you've been in the Murrieta Valley, Temecula Valley area since 2014?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
What caused you to move from Chicago to California?
One word, the weather.
Oh.
Done with snow. I do not like the snow. I don't like to be cold. Everybody that knows me knows that I'm always cold. So I wanted to get out. It actually was my lifelong dream to come out to California even as a kid. I always wanted to be out here.
Oh, really?
So that happened in fall. I want to say it was like October of 2014. Somewhere in there.
Knowing that you were in real estate in Chicago, did you immediately get into real estate when you came out here?
I took a little bit of time, just to where am I, learn my way around. But I did get my real estate license in 2015 here in California.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you've been a licensed agent
since 2003.
Oh, so you dealt with the crash.
I was with the boom. I was with the bust.
Yeah.
In Illinois, I had my salesperson's license and my broker's license.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it was good. It was good. Even with the bust of everything, it was still, it was hard times, but it was still good times in a sense, because I was still able to help people.
Yeah.
And that's really what I wanted to do.
So I talked briefly about you dipping your toe into the mortgage world.
Yeah.
What made you go from real estate to mortgages?
So when I got out here in California, I was all excited, like, woohoo, starting all over, right? Being here in California. And then the reality was, holy shnikes, I'm starting all over.
Yeah.
So it's building that database, building that sphere, just even knowing who's who in the zoo here in California. You know what I mean? So I was like, I need to get a job.
Yeah.
I actually interviewed with one of the top agents here in California, but he decided he hired somebody else.
Oh.
But he said that he liked me so much that he passed my resume on to one of the top lenders here in California.
Yeah.
And I went over there. And honestly, I fell in love with the mortgage side at that time. And everybody jokes and says I went over to the dark side.
Hey now.
But it was good.
Well, you've worked with a couple of top producers out here on the mortgage side. And that's why I say, all things mortgage, because while you are a licensed loan officer, you haven't been an active loan officer. You've been more on the assist side, not maybe processing-ish side, administrative.
I did everything on the front end, more like an assistant, loan officer assistant, processing.
But really, I mean, she's the moneymaker for all these people. Come on now.
Okay.
In my opinion. Yeah. Well, because, I mean, as a loan officer, if you don't have a good support system, you are as good as your support system.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it. I know who you've worked with, and I know what you've done and what you've experienced and the things that you know, and you're really smart. Tell me a little bit about what made you want to go back into the real estate side.
So on the lending side, as much as I loved it, being with different companies, after everything that's happened the past couple of years, in 2022, I was laid off twice by 2 different companies.
Oof.
So nothing that had anything to do with me, but, just my position was being eliminated. Set overseas, technology, whatever the case may be, right? So at the fall of 2022, I thought, now I need to figure out what I want to do when I grow up again, right? We're faced with that of what do we do now? And I took some time and I really thought about it. And even my boys said to me, Mom, you used to love real estate. Why don't you go back into real estate?
Our kids know best.
They do know best, don't they? Those
they know us best,
those
yeah.
darn kids. So I thought about that for a little bit. And I thought, well, you know what? Maybe it is time to dust off that real estate license and pull it back out and get back into the swing of things, because I did like it and I loved it. And I loved helping people.
Well, that's one thing that I can say about you is your heart has always been in the right place. And I can, without a doubt, know that you can be a huge benefit to anybody who works with you because of who you are as a person. And I mean, it's why when you called and told me that you were going back into the real estate side, 100% of the time, like I got really, really excited genuinely because like I said, I love you. And I just know that you are truly a good person who genuinely wants to help people.
I do want to help people. As I mentioned to you, I said, anybody that wants to own a home, I feel deserves to own a home. And I really want to help them do that.
Now, you have a little bit of a story behind that. I know that you in the past have been told that maybe that wasn't possible. Can you talk to me a little bit about that experience and how that changed your focus and how you want to help people?
Well, multiple ways. We've all been through stuff, right? You know what I mean? And I think I really learned it more when I was on the lending side, and I would call, to talk to people and take their application or gather up their documents or whatever the case may be. And I would have a lot of people, mainly women, but it was both, say to me, I don't know how I could own a home. I'm not qualified. I'm not good enough. I don't have enough money. I don't have this. I don't have that. And it was sad to hear because there really are a tremendous amount of ways that people can become homeowners.
Yes.
And they just don't know. With a little chat, a little conversation, digging a little deep about their situation, I've always loved to be able to partner up and find a solution for them. That is something that I really do feel that people deserve to be homeowners.
Is that when you decided that you wanted to become a homeowner?
I was a homeowner in Illinois, coming back out here, it's a little different, but I rented for a little bit out here. And then I too have been told by more than one person out here, you're not good enough. You have no business owning a home. You have no business focusing on owning a home right now. You need to be focusing on other things. And it's devastating.
Yeah.
It's devastating to hear that. Like, what do you mean I'm not good enough? What do you mean I don't deserve it? What do you mean? And it messes with you.
It does in many ways.
It messes with you. And so after I went through that made that passion for me to help others deepen, because I know that that's not true.
Diving into the details of all the different loan programs and options that are out there, down payment assistance, or it's really, I think, getting people the information that they just don't know.
Right.
I get so upset when I hear stories like that because I just spoke with somebody recently who's been told multiple times by different lenders, you'll never be a homeowner. And to me, that's the challenge I want to take on so that that person can have that success story that they get to say, yeah, well, I did become a homeowner. Maybe they have family and friends who are hating on them or who don't believe in their dream. But I truly believe that if somebody has the dream of becoming a homeowner, there is a pathway, some way, somehow to make that happen.
Absolutely.
It may not be tomorrow.
Right.
But we can make it happen.
Yeah. And just to provide that glimpse of hope.
Yeah.
Just to give them that hope. And I've had many people say, okay, it's fine. If I can't do it today, but how long would it take?
Yeah.
Is it 6 months? Is it a year? What do I need to do? And a lot of people like a plan.
Yeah. Exactly. Give me my checklist. Stop being a dream killer.
Yes.
Agents, loan officers, stop it. Okay.
And if you're going to family.
Yeah, or friends and family. Yeah, if you're going to be a dream killer, send them to me and to Sherry. Okay? We got you.
Exactly.
So you have had this extensive experience in the real estate world on on multiple sides and different places. But one of the things that I think is a little known fact about you that maybe that I personally think people should know is what you overcome and your strength, because that is one of the things that has inspired me so much about you. When you were working after you had dipped your toe in the mortgage side and you were working really hard, you had something come up that you were not expecting. Can you talk to me a little bit about that?
Yeah, that was unexpected. I've had a couple things come up unexpected.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us.
Like that plan, I'd like to have that plan without any bumps in the road.
Yeah.
But I think what the unexpected thing that you're referring to is my illness that I had back in 2017 already.
Yeah.
So we're coming up on 6 years ago.
Yeah.
So 5.5 years. So yeah, I was working. Had my dream job, worked in a fabulous office, loved every minute of it. Didn't feel good one day. And I won't go into all the details, but ended up having to go to the ER. Then I was hospitalized for 9 days. And in those 9 days, I was told that I had cancer.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even imagine what it's like to be told that.
Uh-huh. Well, and the best is I was in the hospital room by myself. And
oh, wow.
I had a support team with me. I had my girlfriends. I had 4 girlfriends that really stayed by my side the entire time. This community was wonderful. This community was very good to me. But in that beginning, those first 9 days in the hospital, my 4 friends rotated to stay with me, right?
Oh, that's nice.
And this doctor comes in, it's like something you would see in a movie. He comes in, I'm all by myself. I'm like, first off, I wasn't authorized to be left alone. I wanted one of my friends with me at all time. And he comes in and he says, you have cancer. And I said, well, what do you mean? How do you know? And this is what he says to me. He goes, well, it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, must be a duck. And I said, what? I mean, like, I'm sitting there by myself.
Oh my
trying
gosh.
to take this in. And, and basically he just said, well, we have to do a lot of more testing. And he went on and on. And honestly, whatever he said, I didn't hear.
Maybe he should have said the more testing before it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck. I don't know. Maybe not the best what is it called?
Like bedside manner?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe work on that.
But it's a day that I won't forget.
Of course.
And, the nurses are fabulous in the hospitals, and one of the nurses was there with him, and you could just tell the look on his face. And then my girlfriend came in and I just lost it. I had to go through all different kinds of testing to confirm what kind it was, how bad it was, what degree, all that stuff. So it was quite the journey. At that time, I had to tell my boss, looks like I'm not coming back to work for a little while. That was hard. But at that time, you know what? He was really good. He offered a GoFundMe. Like I said, the community really came together and supported me. Because at that time, my boys were young. My boys were junior high. It was, you know what? It was the summer. One was 6th grade, and then one was going into high school. So they were still little. Well, for me,
young, but still a really important time in their lives because they're completely aware of what's happening.
Right.
And they're also still growing and changing as young men.
And by the way, I'm a single mom. So it's not like I had a husband or their father or anybody. It's just been me and my boys.
Yeah.
So it was harder at that time because I had to take care of them. Who's going to take care of them? They can't even drive. They can't take care of themselves.
And then you were told at one point that you were terminal.
Yeah. When they released me from the hospital,
just for that, you're still here.
Yeah,
you're sitting right in front of us.
So for all the doubters, they released me from the hospital, and then it was this doctor, that doctor, this doctor, that doctor, and and I don't want it to sound like I'm hating on the doctors, but it was just It was just a hard time for me. My parents are in Illinois, and my dad came out for, I don't know, it was maybe about 10 days or 2 weeks or so, to help take care. But I mean, everybody was just taking me to different doctors, doing this, poked and prodded, and, just trying to figure out what it was that I had. Because they said cancer, but they didn't tell me what kind it was. The wonderful doctor in the hospital said probably colon cancer, but they didn't know for sure. That was in July. And then it was about maybe 6 or 8 weeks of different tests. And then 2 of my girlfriends took me to the one doctor where I had to get more tests and get the results, right? Because they do all the tests and then like a week later you get the results, or I don't know. I blocked a lot of it out of my mind, to be honest with you. And I'll never forget this day either because, you're sitting there and the doctor's looking at all the charts and everything. And then he turns at me and he says, okay, you have stage 4 cancer. And to be honest with you, I don't remember anything else that he said. And that was really why it was so important to me to have my girlfriends there, because I needed them to hear so they could translate in normal verbiage.
Yeah.
And I don't remember everything, really. I really don't remember what he said. But I remember my one girlfriend saying to me, is this what's going to take her out? And he said yes. And then that's when I lost it. And then I really don't remember too much after that. Because those girls, the 4 girls, like I said, they were my world, you know, or are, you know, but at that moment in time. And they took care of me. It took me a couple of days, but I refused to believe it. I did refuse to believe it.
Good for you.
Yeah.
And that faith worked out?
That faith worked out. I truly, truly, truly believe that God has healed me and led me to my healthy journey to where I am 6 years now, still standing here.
Yeah.
You know, so
you don't have smell-o-vision here, but I'm just gonna let you know, Sherry always smells so good because she's got essential oils, and I always love sitting near her. Like we were just at a seminar last week, and I was just telling her I could smell you because you always smell so good. And I love hugging her because she always smells good.
I do. It was part of my journey because I did do one round of traditional medicine, and then I personally chose to do everything holistically. Yeah. So people make fun of my oils, but it works for me. So
I think it's important to take to look at all avenues and options, and you should listen to what your doctor says, of course, but don't assume that that's the only route. That's the only clearly not the end all, because he wasn't right. You were able to beat it, and you haven't beat it just once.
No, that was my 3rd time.
Yeah, you beat it 3 times.
3rd time, because I had it twice as a kid.
Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know you were a kid when you had it. Wow.
18 months old, and another time at 4 years old.
Oh my gosh, I didn't realize you were so young before.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I'm only 29.
Okay, One of the other things that I love in our conversations that I've discovered about you, anybody who knows you knows, 1, you've got essential oils, and 2,
that's true.
You love dogs.
I'm obsessed with dogs.
Yeah, and I love it. And you have a
dogs.
true love of it, because you said that your dogs were a pivotal support system in your healing journey.
Absolutely. I mean, at that time I only had one, my black lab, Callie, my Callie girl. But she really was, she was on the bed with me. I mean, when I was sick, I was sick. I mean, I got down to 79 pounds. Wow. I couldn't walk. I had a walker. I mean, it was everything showing signs of this is it. Yeah. Right. She sat with me the whole time. She was there. She was laying with me. I would pet her. She was really good. And then a little later on, I was able to adopt a second one. And he is like my little Velcro dog, but they really are, for me, emotional support. Yeah. Because they do calm me down. I've had an obsession with dogs since I was little.
You don't think it's just important for people to own a home. You also think it's really important for dogs to have homes.
Absolutely.
So with your success and career, your goal is to really create a very special nonprofit. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Sure. So I personally believe that every dog on the planet deserves a home. And in my journey of real estate and on the lending side, I see too many people that maybe they got divorced, maybe there's a job transfer, maybe they're whatever, military people that have to leave and they can't take their animal with them. And they end up in the shelter. And Lord knows what happens to them, because there's non-kill shelters and there's kill shelters. So what I want to do is have a home with land where I can be that middle,
like the safe haven for a place to go.
Exactly. So mom and dad are getting divorced. Mom's got the kids, but mom's got to go somewhere, and now they can't take the dog with, right? That's okay. Bring your baby to me. Go ahead and get yourself together. Yeah. Take your time, get yourself together. You can come visit the dog, whatever the case may be. And then when you're settled, come pick your baby back up. Same with military. I see it all the time. They have to go overseas or whatever. They can't take the dog with them. I'll take your baby. You're done serving our wonderful country. Thank you for your service.
Yes.
Come back and pick up your baby.
Yeah. So if you work with Sherry, you're not just helping getting yourself a home and working with a great agent. You are also working toward this incredible idea and dream that you have, which I know you're going to do, because you have beat and overcome every single challenge that's ever come your way. And you've done it incredibly. And you've done it by staying kind and having integrity and being amazing. and having this beautiful, loving heart.
Yeah.
And so I have no doubt that God's going to bless you with your
Thank
dream and you're going to make that happen.
Yeah.
If you had one thing to say to people,
Okay.
you know, what that would kind of, because I know you've got it, and like, what is it that you want people to know and to hear?
I would say one thing, hope. You know, there's hope and there's love, and just don't give up. Keep searching for that, whatever that is, whatever it is that you want in life. Just continue to look to your higher power and don't give up that hope.
I love it. Did I miss anything?
I'm sure. I doubt it. I doubt it. There's plenty. Nobody wants to hear all my craziness.
I do. We're going to
My
get you back in
craziness.
here. We're going to get you back in here. I feel like there's so much more to dive into. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. But I'm really happy you were here.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me.
Yeah.
It's took me a little bit to get me here.
I know. You have no idea. But we did. And
We
now
did.
you're going to become a pro at it. You're just
Yeah.
going to do it all the time.
Yeah, I'll be here weekly.
Jaime's going to be here. You're like, her again?
Yeah.
Yes, we're here again. But thank you. Thank you so
Sure.
much for pushing through
Yeah.
your fear once
Yeah.
again of being in front of the camera and
Yeah.
doing it, getting out of your comfort zone. Like, the one thing that I can say about you is you are an absolute warrior in all aspects. And I just am excited to continue working with you.
I'm
Makes me excited.
too. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm
Yeah.
glad we're back together.
Me too. We're a dream team. Okay. Thank you.